Gozaimasu. That's good morning in Japanese, by the way. Kim Valenciano. I'm doing a speech on Japan, more specifically Tokyo. Before I get started, I'm wearing just in case you're wondering, I'm wearing a tabi, which is like traditional Japanese lounge shoes. This is a naga juban, which is like traditional lounging clothes, almost like PJs. And they wear this under a lot of other traditional clothes. So today, I'm gonna ask the class, does anyone know what that word up there means? Wanderlust? Anyone heard that word before? No? Damn. Okay, so wanderlust, according to urbandictionary.com, is defined by a strong or irresistible impulse to travel. So when I was a kid, I had this all over me, surrounded by Dragon Ball Z and all that, and anime. So I always wanted to visit Tokyo, especially, so everything's there. So I'm here today to make recommendations for what I believe and what my peers believe are the top 3, I would say, districts and destinations to visit when you're in Japan. Or Tokyo, honestly. Okay. All right. So, a little credibility. I lived in Tokyo for 2.5 years, stationed there in the military. And I made a lot of friends, acquaintances, especially around the area. A lot of universities over there. So my sources come from them. They're also foreigners who lived in Japan as well. And that's everything I cultivated was me being an American, a young American perspective, transitioning to a whole different world. It's social change. So with that being said, without further ado, I reveal to you the 3 most enjoyable and appealing districts that I found and my friends found in Tokyo, which is Shibuya, Roppongi, and Asakusa. All right, first of all, Shibuya, Tokyo. Has anyone heard of Shibuya before? Of course, I figured you did. All right, what do you know about Shibuya? What can you tell us?
It's really crowded, and it's really
You've
big.
been there?
Yeah.
Okay. He's right on the crowded part, and I'll get to more on that in a second. But in a summary, so Shibuya is more like Times Square. It's always often referred to as the Times Square and New York City of Japan. According to a writer from Michael Strickland, from travelchannel.com, no trip to Shibuya would be complete without experiencing the Shibuya crossing. And if anybody's seen Tokyo Drift, I think you know what I'm talking about. So if you haven't, I have a little clip to demonstrate the Shibuya crossing, which is actually the world's busiest crosswalk. All right, of course, I'm gonna play the add-on. Well, as you can see, right there, that's the crowd. That's typically like that every other night. All right, I think you guys get the gist of it. Population-wise, Shibuya is not all that big. According to cityshibuya.jp, which is their official website, Shibuya is roughly 6 square miles with a population of 300,000 residents. However, it's not what the population that makes Shibuya big, it's the amount of tourism that goes on there and how many people come to, I guess, enjoy themselves. One of the key places people go to is Harajuku. In Harajuku, it's basically a busy shopping area in Shibuya. If you go there, you normally catch people wearing like Victorian to Barbie to sometimes hip hop, punk rock styles that are pretty outlandish. As pictured here, you can see Gwen Stefani posing with a couple of other girls in the streets. According to Bana of JapanGuide.com, Gwen Stefani is like the fashion icon of Shibuya. She has a lot of influence on a lot of young adults over there. Moving away from the fashion sense is Yogi Park, which is like literally a couple blocks down the street. And TripAdvisor claims Yogi Park is the central park of Tokyo. Very comparable. And again, being compared to New York City. As you can see, Yogi Park has a weekly cultural festival, sometimes almost every day. And up there you got a Rockabilly festival, you have a Cinco de Mayo festival going on, these two, and a Brazilian festival. Me personally, I've been to a couple like Oktoberfests over there. Moving on to our next hub is Roppongi, Tokyo. This is another district. The only difference between Roppongi and Shibuya, other than entertainment value, is their diversity. According to an unnamed author from WikiTravel, Roppongi's diversity is no incident. It took centuries of development with many global businesses, universities, and art to make Roppongi the most diverse area in all of Japan. Like I'm over there, and that's a beer festival in Roppongi. They do like pub crawls. Also in Roppongi is the world famous Tokyo Tower. I'm pretty, like in that picture, I'm in the base of it. As you can see, it has a very striking resemblance to that of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. Also within the tower, like on the very bottom floor, is the One Piece Museum. If you don't know what One Piece is, it's probably the most popular anime in Japan. Like their characters are everywhere. Every store, every airport. They love it over there. Now, stepping away from all the Neo-Tokyo and concrete jungle that is Roppongi and Shibuya, we can move on to Asakusa, which used to be an entertainment hub way back in the day. But according to asakusae.com, in 1185 AD, Yoritomo Minamoto, then shogun, wanted to establish more economic growth in the area. So he brought in artisans and builders to construct this temple, which is a Buddhist temple, and a couple pagodas that you'll see in the next slide. 150 years later, in 1467, civil war broke out in Japan, probably their biggest one yet. It was called the Sengoku period. It lasted roughly 200 years, in which, according to Asakusa Iya also, Tokugawa Ieyasu, pictured here, made Sensoji Temple and Asakusa his pillage, his home away from home, kind of like his relaxation spot. He was basically the general of one of the armies. He was successful because he came out on top and he won the war, unifying Japan. So, in conclusion, we have seen Tokyo provides a dynamic atmosphere for just about anybody's taste. I've only mentioned 3 districts out of like 21. So there's plenty more to talk about. Editors from the Atlantic claim the megatropolis that is Tokyo is home to 35 million people, more than double that of New York City. Wendy Cox of Neo-Geography says Tokyo is only 3,300 square miles, whilst New York City is almost 5,000 square miles. So if you think NYC is crowded, you haven't seen nothing yet. So today I've shared with you all what my peers and I believe are the must-see districts in Tokyo, which is Shibuya, Roppongi, and Asakusa. And I'll leave you all a quote from a character from Fast and Furious, Han. He kind of describes how the upbeat tempo is in New York City and how in Shibuya and Tokyo, people just move in and out really quickly. Life is simple. You make the choices and you don't look back. That's it.
Jessica, can you give a suggestion and compliment?